Hi friends! Before we start off our writing lessons, we're going to learn how to use some of our tools. Today we're going to read a book called This Is How We Write, and we're going to learn about all the tools we use to write in the classroom. In school, we write and color a lot. Before we get too far into the school year, we better take time to talk about how we use our writing utensils. Have you used crayons before? What about a pencil? What do you know about markers? Let's find out more about each of those. These are crayons. Crayons are a lot of fun. We can color with crayons, but we can write with them too. Crayons are soft, and if we push too hard, they will break. We push them a little bit, and then we see beautiful colors on our paper. We always put our crayons back where they belong. These are pencils. In school, we do a lot of work with pencils. Pencils have something called lead inside them. That is icky, so we never put pencils in our mouth. Sometimes the lead breaks off the pencil, and then we must get a new pencil. We never want to break our pencil on purpose. These are markers. Boys and girls always love to use markers in school. Markers can be fun, but they're sometimes messy. When we use markers, we have to color carefully and try not to smear the markers. We also always make sure to put the marker cap back onto each marker. We should hear it go click so that we know it's on tight. Otherwise, it could dry out. These are dry erase markers. They are special markers we use sometimes when we want to write and erase it. The teacher will let us use these sometimes by ourselves too. We have to make sure we push down gently on the marker. We do not want the tip to break. We also are very sure to place the cap back on nice and tight. It will click also. In kindergarten, we write a lot. We want to make sure we know how to use each writing utensil so we can be successful. Are you ready to show me how well you can write? Let's go. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of practicing. I would like for you to get, and you can go ahead and pause the video if you need to. I want you to go get a crayon, the dry erase marker in the packet of stuff that we gave you to work on at home, a marker, and a pencil. And if you don't have one of those things, that's fine because I'm going to be showing you how to do it. All right, the first thing that we're going to practice on is just using each of those on a straight line. Now this paper will be in your folder. You can print it out and you can do what I'm doing, or you can just write it on a plain piece of paper or in one of your journals, okay? I'm gonna start with my pencil. And I'm gonna put my name at the top. All right. So I'm going to start at the star, and then I'm going to go down. Almost always when we're writing our letters, we want to start at the top. So I'm going to go very careful to go straight down the dotted lines. I'm going to push hard so that you can see it, but not hard enough that we can break the pencil. So sometimes if you push too hard, the lead can break off. When you're in the classroom, that can be a problem because if you go over to get a new pencil and we don't have enough because they've all been broken, you might be without a pencil. All right, next, I'm going to use crayon. This happens to be my favorite color. Now, crayons are soft, if you remember, so we don't want to push too hard. Otherwise, a crayon could break. When they break, you can still use them, but it's more difficult and kind of frustrating. See how I'm doing my best to stay on the dotted lines? Sometimes you have to hold the paper because it likes to get away from you. Next, I'm going to do a marker. Now remember, markers smear, so you have to let them dry afterwards. You don't want to rub your finger over them because that's when it smears. All right, the last one I'm going to use my dry erase marker, but we don't use dry erase markers on paper. We use them on dry erase boards. We've given you a clear pocket with some cardstock in it to help you have your own dry erase board at home. I'm just gonna see how easy it goes in there. I'm just gonna slide this paper inside my page protector, and you can do the same thing. And then I'm gonna use my dry erase marker to trace my lines. See? Now I'm gonna show you something interesting that you can do at home for an eraser. In my classroom, I use some black socks. I use black because it hides all the color. But if you have an old sock at home, you can use that as an eraser, or you can use a tissue. But I like this because when you use a tissue, you're wasting paper, right? All right, so I'm going to take my sock, and I'm going to go ahead and erase my dry erase marker. And then I'm going to take my paper out. And then we're going to do one more thing in our writing lesson. We're going to do a directed draw. So you can print out this paper as well, or you can just write it on a blank piece of paper. You don't have to print this out. I'm going to walk you through how to draw a person by using shapes. I'm going to try to zoom in here for you. All right. I would like you to have a grown-up write your name at the top when we're all done, because you're going to have a chance. It says at the bottom here, look at me, write my name. I want to see how well you can write your own name right there on that line. Then when you're done, a grown-up will write your name at the top so I can see the difference, okay? So I'll go ahead and put my name. It starts with the uppercase M, and then MRS is the abbreviation for Mrs. I'm only using the uppercase letter for the first letter in my name, Mrs. Bates. All right, we're gonna draw a picture of ourselves. If you were here at school, I would have you draw a picture of you on the first day, and then we do another one on the last day, and we compare them. All right, I'm gonna sit down here. Whenever I draw a head, I like to draw an oval shape. Then I like to do ovals for my ears. You can try this along with me. Next, I'm gonna give myself a nose. Looks kind of like an L that's curvy instead of pointy. And then for the mouth, I'm going to do kind of like a U. For my eyes, I just draw circles. Now, I'm kind of a baldy, aren't I? My hair is a little bit curly, so I'm going to do some wavy lines. But you draw your hair the way it looks. Your hair might be short, or maybe you like to wear it in a ponytail. You just do your best to draw your hair. Maybe you want to look in a mirror or a picture. All right, so I'm going to give myself a neck, right? And now I need my body. So I'm going to start with a U like that for the neck of my shirt. I'm going to kind of do two curved lines for my shoulders. I go straight over for my sleeves. Then I'm going to go down, over, and up. If you need to stop this video, if I'm going too fast for you, you can pause at any time and go back. Next, I'm going to draw my arms. It's 2 straight lines and then 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do the same thing on the other side, except I'm going to start the thumb here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to give myself some pants. I'm just going to do some straight lines down all the way. It looks like I didn't really leave myself enough room for my feet, but that's okay. If you do want to draw your feet, I usually tend to do like ovals for the shoes, okay? Now, I'm going to practice coloring the colors that are right for my picture. I have a brand new box of crayons here. And color in my arms, my face, my ears, my neck. Today I'm wearing a purple shirt, so I'm gonna get my purple crayon out. And I do my best to stay in my lines, because I always try to do my best job. I don't want my stuff to be sloppy. All right, next I have on black pants. Sometimes outlining it helps to draw it. Makes it look nice. especially with these pants, because there's a line in the middle to show you the two different legs. If I did it all black, it might look like I was wearing a skirt. I'm gonna color over the circles I did in blue because my eyes are blue. And then lastly, I'm going to do my hair. So it's kind of like a light brown, blondish color. So I'm gonna do brown, and I'm gonna throw some yellow in there. Blonde isn't really a color that comes in your crayon box. All right, I'm all done with my picture. We're gonna ask that you take a picture and upload the picture that you draw of yourself with your name written on the bottom so that we can see your picture and we can see how awesome you do at writing your name. Okay? So we are all done with our lesson for today.